YouTube fam, what's the deal? It's your brother Sam Mack, and I'm back again with another video to talk some more boxing with the people. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you can stay notified when I drop that heat on you. All right, y'all, so I wanted to give this a little time just so I can get the full scope of the story before I decided to give my opinion on it. And yeah, so this past weekend at the MVP Promotions first MMA event for the Ronda Rousey-Gina Carano fight, there was an altercation between the woke Claressa Shields, three-division undisputed world champion, the reigning undisputed women's heavyweight champion, and Alycia Baumgartner, former undisputed and current unified super featherweight world champion. And these two ladies have been at it for quite some time now. And they had another face-off here at this event. And Baumgartner got the piss slapped out of her. And I've been seeing just a lot of people that just couldn't wait to dump on Claressa Shields for the slap. And at first I only seen just one angle of the video from the back view. And I waited just to see if there was any other angles of it. And I saw a closer angle where Levon Bell and Michael Irvin were there. And Baumgartner isn't the victim that she's trying to portray herself to be. And this has been going on for quite some time between these two ladies. And it's just kind of getting to a point where Baumgartner is really looking corny for doing this shit. And not to say that Claressa was in the right for slapping her, because she's wrong for slapping that girl. But at the same time, Baumgartner invited that slap, because during this face-off in this altercation, Baumgartner tells Claressa Shields, and I quote, "I'll whoop your ass right now. You're easy." And that's where she got the piss slapped out of her. And then after the event, MVP Promotions, they put out a notice and basically just said that Claressa Shields is banned from all future MVP events. And Alycia Baumgartner put out a statement as well, basically saying that she's going to seek out legal ramifications. And I got on Instagram yesterday, and she's posting clips of Claressa Shields talking about she's calling the police, this, that, and the third. But my thing is, Baumgartner has been talking all kind of mess about Shields. She started this mess with Shields long before this slap even happened. She's just been running her mouth about Claressa Shields, which is crazy because they're nowhere near close to the same weight class. So a fight between the two isn't even realistic. Alycia fights at 130 pounds. Claressa Shields fights at 175. Lowest she'll come down is 154. So Claressa, basically just addressed her for talking about her relationship with the rapper Papoose, in which all these Remy Ma fans, and it's all mostly just stupid women that don't follow boxing, and just all the simp-ass dudes that are just simping over Alycia Baumgartner because she's pretty, and she's using her pretty privilege to just take a large dump on Claressa Shields. Because for every little thing that she does, they look to just dump on her. But I'm not letting this slide when it comes to Baumgartner. Like I said, Claressa was wrong for slapping that girl at that event because that wasn't the time or the place for it. But Baumgartner she's not innocent in this at all. You told that girl, "I'm gonna whoop your ass. You're easy." And she smacked you. Then you want to go and play the victim. And then MVP Promotions, as it is, they're already trying to box out Claressa Shields anyway. They don't want her to have no parts of their events. She never signed with them. And just the whole thing with Alycia Baumgartner just constantly taking shots at Shields, it's really corny. And then I get on Twitter and I see Amanda Serrano, who I've been watching and paying attention to little shit that she's been doing for a while, because she's another one that likes to throw rocks and hide her hand too. Anytime it's something negative in the media regarding Claressa Shields, she's always on Twitter laughing or sharing a post where somebody is disrespecting Shields, and she's never direct about it. It's always some backhanded bullshit. And then she turns off the comments on the post so you can't say shit to her. And then Jake Paul, who is in charge of MVP Promotions, he's already got a beef with Claressa Shields, so it was no problem for him to go ahead and have them to ban Shields from any of their events. But my thing is, you can't talk shit about somebody, especially another fighter. Tell them in their face you're gonna whoop their ass. You're going online and you're doing live videos talking about this girl's relationship, and then you're having these stupid ass Remy Ma fans chime in talking about, oh, she's with the married man, this, that, and the third. But you birds y'all completely ignore the fact that Remy Ma cheated on Papoose first with Easy, the block watch captain. Y'all completely forgot about that, but y'all want to keep dumping on Shields for dating Papoose. Is it right because he's still a married man? No. But that's their business. But it seems like it's mainly non-boxing fans that couldn't even tell you the last 5 people that either one of these ladies fought got the most to say. And then these dudes that are in love with her because all she got to do is post a thirst trap video, and they completely forget the bullshit that Baumgartner does and says because she's pretty. But fuck that. Accountability needs to be held on both ends. Shields, you wrong for slapping her, but at the same time, Baumgartner, you're wrong because you got personal regarding this girl's relationship that had nothing to do with you at all. And then you go on different platforms constantly speaking on the girl. So what did you think was going to happen eventually when y'all linked up again? You thought things were just going to be cordial? You didn't think she was going to address you? And we already know that Claressa Shields is a live firecracker anyway, and she will go at any and everybody who says anything about her. So you kind of should have knew what to expect once y'all cross paths again. But what I don't like about it is how Baumgartner's trying to play the victim in all of this. When you tell somebody you're going to whoop their ass, that's fighting words right there. And especially when it comes to another fighter. And then you have, stupid fans talking about, oh, you have these men talking about women's business. Woo, 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 woo. It's not a women's issue. It's boxing related. It's no different than when Caleb Plant smacked the piss out of Jamal Charlo. They're 2 fighters. Nobody made a big deal about that. Charlo grabbed Caleb Plant's beard and Plant smacked the piss out of him. You can't just go around just talking mess on people, and then when they see you in person, you don't have the same energy. But now it's just a victim campaign by Baumgartner because Shields addressed her and smacked her in the face for just talking about stuff that had nothing to do with her. And then Baumgartner, she got Caroline Dubois problems already. She's making every excuse in the world not to make this fight with Caroline Dubois, saying bullshit like, oh, her numbers ain't up. She don't have the numbers, and nobody knows, in her words, Dubois. She calls the girl Dubois. But that's all just duck talk. You don't want to fight that girl. And Alycia, you're not selling out arenas like that. Claressa Shields, at least, has sold out arenas. Her last fight was a sellout. Baumgartner, you ain't as big of a star in this sport as you think you are, nor have you met the same achievements in the sport as Shields has. Shields was the first 3-division undisputed champion, male or female. Baumgartner's got undisputed one time. And then she gave up the WBC title so she could fight 3-minute rounds. But you don't want to take the fights to prove that you're great. That Caroline Dubois fight is hot and ready. But you got every excuse in the world not to fight that girl. But you want to keep trying to go at it with Claressa Shields, who's not even anywhere near your weight class. It's about a 30 to 40 pound weight difference between the two. Baumgartner fights at 130, Shields fights at 175. If they were to meet in the middle, it would have to be about 150 catch weight. Because Shields ain't going to go lower than 154. And Baumgartner, she's going to have to put on at least 20 pounds to even consider making that fight. It's just a bunch of false hype. Baumgartner needs to just worry about the ladies that are in her weight division or around her weight division. Worry about dealing with these Caroline Dubois problems. If you're really confident in your abilities as a champion, go get that smoke and prove it. Stop trying to use Claressa Shields' name for clout to sell your fights, because that's what she's been doing. She's using Shields' name to sell her fights because she's not as big of a draw as Shields is. And she really just uses her looks to kind of sell her fights, in which she's very beautiful. Both of these ladies are beautiful. But talking down on another fighter that's nowhere near your weight class ain't the way to go about selling your fight. And especially when you're talking about, oh, I'll whoop this girl, and you know that the fight is not even anywhere near realistic of happening. Baumgartner just looks like a clown. Claressa, she really needs a PR team. She really needs a PR representative to keep her from, getting in these kind of situations. Because she got to know when to hold her tongue too, and not just lash out at every person that says something about her. Sometimes you got to be the bigger woman in these situations and walk away, especially when you're the more accomplished fighter between the two. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. But I want to know what the people think. Leave your comments below. Until next time, this is Sam Mack Boxing TV with another one. Peace.